And tomorrow, Barcelona versus Athletic Bilbao. Both live only on Sky Sports. This is Sky Sports, home of the Cricket World Cup.
It's a really big day of live sport across all 4 Sky Sports channels this afternoon. There's rugby on Sky Sports 2 at 1:30, Leicester against Bristol. Athletics right now on 3, the Intercounties Cross Country Championships. Davis Cup tennis on Sky Sports Extra at 1, Sweden against Brazil. And live football right here, right now on Sky Sports 1. It's Liverpool against Middlesbrough.
Destination football.
Yes! Oh! My goodness, have you ever seen anything like it?
4 football special.
There were signs in recent weeks that Liverpool had sorted their season out, but the FA Cup defeat to Palace in midweek was a crushing blow. Borough have been busy in the January sales, and they needed a lift. It's just 1 win in 10 for them. But it was a good win. It was against Manchester United on Boxing Day. Too far back now, though. In this part of the world, if you're a Red, it's been nothing but success in recent seasons. And this one was full of promise. But Liverpool appear to have hit the wall. How they react now is absolutely vital. What a weekend of Premiership football. There's the Manchester Derby on offer tomorrow. Super Sunday takes us to watch Newcastle and Arsenal. But right now, live, it's Anfield with Liverpool and Middlesbrough. Well, it's still far too early to judge Liverpool's season. There's a cup final to come. They're still in Europe, of course. But if they don't win here today, then there might just be trouble. They are playing a Middlesbrough side that haven't won. In fact, they've lost their last 8 on the road without scoring. That's 12 hours and 32 minutes now since their last goal away from the Riverside. We're joined today by Ian Rush and Gary Pallister. Ian, as was always the case, slightly ahead of Gary. We'll talk in a moment. No Gerard Houllier today, incidentally. He's a notable absentee. We wish him well with gastroenteritis, which is horrible. Good luck, Gerard. Claire Tomlinson has the team news. Claire.
Well, Richard, despite criticism of missed chances in midweek, Emil Heskey and Michael Owen both keep their places up front for Liverpool, while Steve McLaren hands debuts to new boys Michael Ricketts and Chris Riggott. Jerzy Dudek in goal for Liverpool. The defence is unchanged. Steven Gerrard serves the second game of his 3-match ban today, but Didi Hamann starts his first Premiership game since December the 15th after a shin problem, and Vladimir Smicha returns from suspension. Owen and Heskey up front. Bruno Cheyrou drops to the bench. 5 changes in all for Borough. Robbie Stockdale returns for his first game since October after a foot injury. Gareth Southgate has recovered from the flu. And Colin Cooper makes his first start since September. 18-year-old David Murphy has handed just his second Premiership start of the season. Michael Ricketts partners Joseph Desiree Job up front. And third new boy Malcolm Christie is named among the substitutes. Well, Richard, as you said, Gerard Houllier isn't here today, and Phil Thompson has explained why.
We stayed in a hotel last night. And Gerard rang me about 7:30 this morning, and he said from about 1 o'clock to 5:30 he had vomiting and diarrhoea, and he felt absolutely dreadful. So we got our doctor up this morning to go and see him, and he advised Gerard in his weak state that he'd be better off not going to the game today. And I know Gerard, if he felt at least 50%, whereas he could have been here, he would have done. The doc said he advised him to go and get his rest. I expect him to be better in the next 24 hours, 48 hours. He'll be right as rain. But he was pretty under the weather this morning. So it's gastroenteritis.
So he was able to pick the team yesterday?
Yeah, we've already discussed the team. The team's already picked, which we're very happy with, very positive with. And we're looking forward to today's game.
The team over the disappointment of the Cup exit?
Well, I think you're always going to be upset going out to the FA Cup. The way it was as well, and you look at it, and the way the chaps played was, that first half was as good as it's been this season, And I've played the game long enough, and although some of the pundits don't seem to have played the game, you do get them like that. We could have still been playing now, we wouldn't have scored on the day.
Is that right, Ian? You were here watching that cup tie against Crystal Palace. What happened?
Yeah, I think they played excellent. For 1 hour, they were absolutely superb, and obviously didn't take the chances, and that's the way it goes. For me, that's the beauty of the cup, because this wouldn't happen in the league game. It's the FA Cup, and that's what makes it the best cup in the world.
Is it also the case that Liverpool could have been, I read, 5 or 6 up by half-time, and I think that was Crystal Palace happy enough to admit that?
Yeah, definitely so. I think if that one of Michael's would have went in, I think you're talking 5 or 6 at half-time, because they just attacked, and on the night it just didn't happen.
And these are chances that any other day of the week, Michael Owen would be popping away for fun, aren't
he
they?
knows that himself. So, but the good thing about him, he's creating his own chances as well, and that's a good thing about Michael Owen.
And the turning point, you said, was this.
Yeah.
And probably understandably when you see it, for those who haven't. Now you must score here, surely.
Yeah, you're looking to score, obviously. I think what he's done is maybe look to pass to Michael, and just at the last minute, the Palace defender has come in, and I think Emile has decided to have a shot then, and obviously it was the wrong decision at that time.
I think he's wondering if whether, as he plays the ball there right at the end, whether Michael's just straight into an offside position as well, which maybe changes his mind at the last minute.
And a super strike like that, it changes the game.
They're even down to 10 men, Crystal Palace, but one of those nights, as bad as it was for Liverpool, Gary, when Crystal Palace must have thought, having survived all of that, we can win here.
Yeah.
I wonder when that penny dropped.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw it was down to 10 men and the chances that Liverpool had, you're just thinking, well, they're going to go on and win it now. But, Trevor Francis, who's not enjoyed the best of luck against Liverpool over recent seasons, gets his breaks in this game.
Now, Liverpool, again, Ian, name Heskey and Owen as a partnership. Is that with some intent now, that they should be given a run and try to sort out, well, I mean, Emile in the last 3 scored 3 goals, hasn't he? So much better from his point of view. But that they form some kind of regularity of partnership now?
Well, I think they're proven as a partnership anyway. They played for England together, and they played for Liverpool last season, and it's good to see him, because it also gives the other lads a chance as well. They've got to force their way in, and as long as Heskey and Michael Owen, they're creating the chances, and on a good day, they'll get 3 or 4 between them. So I think it's a proven partnership.
What have you been saying to them? Because you're working with them again, aren't you?
I think I'm only there, it's part-time. I think Gerard Houllier and Tomo and all them, they do a lot with him as well. But I think as a striker, what you've got to do is maybe just talk to him, try and give him the confidence which is needed. And as soon as you get the confidence, get the first goal, it's amazing what it does here, because you're actually going out knowing you're going to score, where if you haven't got the confidence, you're going out thinking you're going to score.
And what is the difference? Just that goal, is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the good thing about people like Michael Owen and Heskey is that they continue to get in there to get them chances. It's difficult maybe for a striker if you miss a few chances, then you stop going there. That's the time to worry. But like Michael, you'll find out today, he'll get in them spaces again, and his luck will come.
They love Emile Heskey at Anfield because they say he's a team player, Gary. But for you, is he a centre forward?
Yeah, without a shot. I mean, I hate to see him playing on the wing. I mean, I've played against him, and I know what a big, strong, powerful boy he is. And I think he's the ideal foil for Michael Owen. Pace and power. Once you're coming up against that as a centre half, it puts you on the back foot. And I think he is an out-and-out centre forward, and hopefully he'll get the run in the team in that position.
Well, that's Liverpool. Middlesbrough, of course, come here with, well, they've got 4 new players. 3 of them will be on view here today. They're all still a little bit shell-shocked, but they do believe that the week they've had has enabled them to settle.
It's strange, yeah, because obviously living in Derby as well, being a Derby lad, it's quite a big move for me. Moving home and moving all my stuff up, it's quite strange, as well as the football club as well. So, so far I've felt like I've settled in very well, since I've only been here a week or so. And just want to get some matches under my belt now.
Probably should have gone sooner. It comes to certain points in your career where you think you're not improving, things are stagnating. I felt that was a case of Bolton.
I was at Derby for over 4 years, so maybe you get stuck in your ways a little bit, and maybe that's what I did. And a fresh change never did anybody any harm, and hopefully it'll be a new start, and hopefully a brilliant start for me, really.
I think you get used to losing and you just accept it. I want to be a winner, and I don't accept losing.
Has it helped you that you've had an extra week with the lads?
Oh yeah, definitely. It would have been a bit soon. I mean, I was only training with the lads, a couple of days, and then the Newcastle game was sort of upon us. So it was a little bit, you know, I would have loved to have played, you know, obviously a big, massive derby game as that, but you know, it does get, like I say, another week's training with the lads and getting to know them and things like that. So yeah, I think, you know, I'm pretty much settled in here and ready to play.
Everyone seems, you know, very high spirits really, considering especially they've not been on the best of runs. The buzz around the place is brilliant. You know, everyone's looking to, to try and get the results, and the training's brilliant. The coaching staff's good, and I just, you know, it really seems like everyone's on a high here. So it's looking good for the future.
What is it about Steve McLaren then?
He's just a fantastic coach, very well respected. Obviously, like I said, at my time at Derby, I worked with him as well, and obviously knew what a great coach he was. And obviously Sven took him away with England as well. So obviously I've got a lot of respect for him, and you know, I find it an honour that, you know, he's gone out and purchased me, really.
I worked with him when I went to England, and you know, his coaching and the way he talked to players and the way he acted with them, you know, that's what really done it for me.
Didn't work with him directly at Derby because I was still sort of coming through the youth team. But you know, obviously know he's a great coach, and I know him quite well, so it's very good for both of us.
What do you think got you in the England team in the first place?
Goals, some good performances, especially against top players.
And is that what will get you back into the England team, do you think?
Hopefully, but I'm not looking at that now. I'm looking at further down the line if I'm doing well.
I've had international honours from under-21s, which was fantastic, and you know, it's only natural that I want to try and get in the full squad, and that's definitely an ambition of mine.
A young man about whom many have said good things. Gary?
Yeah, I mean, he's cemented his place in the Derby team. He's got Premiership experience, and obviously Steve McLaren knows a lot about him from his time at Derby. And obviously with their financial plight, and he's came in, he's got Rigger and he's got Christie. So yeah, he's back in the Premiership. He's got a big point to prove, and as he says there, he'll be looking to put in the performances that maybe you know, getting back in the England setup or whatever. I mean, it's a great chance for the young lad.
He's got, of course, Riggett, he's got Christie, he's also got Michael Ricketts, who Tottenham were very keen on, but Middlesbrough moved fastest. Now, you thought Emil Heskey was big. This boy is a giant here, isn't he?
Yeah, he's incredible. I think he had a bad spell as well earlier, and he got his first goal, and I think he scored about 4 or 5 in a row as well. So, but he is a big lad.
It's certainly what Middlesbrough needed, though. I think you know, something like 8.5 hours away from home, they haven't scored a goal. They've tried different permutations over the last few weeks.
8 games. It's worse than that, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they've tried different permutations with Boxic, Job, Macaroni, Whelan, and it just hasn't been happening. So he's brought in two centre forwards in Christie and Ricketts to hopefully to pick things up there and solve this problem that they've got.
It's a big test for him now, isn't it? Because by his own admission, it went flat. He said the move will help. Well, he's now got to produce for them, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. I mean, obviously there was some kind of problem at Bolton. It was a bit acrimonious when he actually left the club, and you know, he got himself into the England squad. Didn't have the best of games. It is difficult when you're making that step up. So his career's nosedived a little bit. So he'll be looking to really make a big impression. Big, strong, powerful lad. It's what Middlesbrough have needed, and he's got a great chance to prove that now.
Malcolm Christie doesn't start today, but again, he's a player with Premiership experience now, has scored at the highest level. But how would you describe him, Ian?
No, I think he's, you know, he knows he can score goals. He's proven for Derby County, and he's another one. He's always he's not scared to get in where to get hurt, and as long as he does that, you know he's going to score goals.
Well, it's a shocking run that Middlesbrough are in. It's just 1 win from 10, as we've said, against Manchester United on Boxing Day. Now, a year back, that's how the Premiership looked. Ipswich Town in 13th place had 30 points from their 26 matches, and you would have thought, must have felt fairly comfortable about Premiership survival, but they went down. This is how the bottom of the Premiership looks now. Middlesbrough with 30 points from 25 games played. Are there any serious concerns about relegation at the Riverside, Gary?
I don't think they are at the moment. I think there's serious concerns about the drop in form. I mean, at the start of the season, after 10 games or so, everybody in Middlesbrough was talking about Europe. Steve McLaren tried to play that down. I think he knew that we're still short of a quality squad to cope with injuries and whatever, which, you know, unfortunately came along with, you know, Big Hugo's still out. They lost Boateng for a long period of time last week when they got beat 5 off Villa. Gareth Southgate was missing. And they're three massive players for the club. They really are the backbone of the team. And you know, I think Steve McLaren didn't get carried away. Maybe the fans did a little bit. And all of a sudden now, I don't think they're worried about relegation. I think the difference is there. They were 5 points clear there, Ipswich. Middlesbrough are 10 points clear of the relegation zone at the moment. But if they continue in this vein of form that they're in, then you never know, they might get sucked in there. But at the moment, I don't think there's any talk about relegation.
So what's happening at the moment is not a fair reflection of Middlesbrough. They are better than this, are they? Well,
going by early season form, you'd have to say yes. But I mean, not to score in 12.5 hours of football away from home is a serious problem. One, hopefully, he's addressed with the 2 signings that he's made. And maybe that's going to give them the spark. It'll give everybody a lift in the dressing room. That's the great thing about it. It's great when you, as a team, you see them bringing in new players, and it gives everybody just a little bit more lift going into the final part of the season. So hopefully that'll be the key.
Now the top, and it is, that was a year back, with Newcastle mixing it in the company of Manchester United and Arsenal, who of course came from 4th place to win it. The top now, well, we know Liverpool have conceded the title, but Europe is an absolute necessity. Champions League, well, the difference they say is about £15 million in and out. That's a must. But as you look at the top 3, Ian, Arsenal, Manchester United and Newcastle, and you think about the fixtures this weekend, a Newcastle win against Arsenal tomorrow means there's 3 in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think when you look at it, I think Newcastle, they've had an excellent season. For me, Liverpool do need to get in the Champions League, and really you could actually be playing for maybe Liverpool or Chelsea, you know, for that 4th place, and you know, it's a lot of money to get in the Champions League, so I think Liverpool just got to keep playing the way they have been playing. That's for me.
Special day for Mitchell Letizier, Matt's boy, who's a Liverpool mascot, and there he is in the tunnel, I imagine with his sister, and Tomo, who's got a busier day today than he thought he might have. No Gerard Houllier, of course. We send him our best wishes and hope he enjoys the game if he can sit still long enough. He's got gastroenteritis. Memory lane, there's been 1 or 2 big days celebrated in this fixture down the year, and you will need a good memory as we roll back the years.
It's a bit short from Gittins. Pairs is stranded. Rosenthal scores! Rosenthal drifting to the left. Oh, he's blasted it past Pairs. Hendry. Penalty for Middlesbrough. It's Jimmy Phillips. It's a goal, just. A touch from Rosenthal. McManaman's got in behind Phillips. McManaman's back heel. Stewart lining up the cross towards Rush! An Anfield farewell to a legend. A legend in his own time at Liverpool Football Club, Ian Rush. But there's no flag. It's Collymore!
I was a bit surprised before the game when the manager came and said the 2 teams are going to line up for me, so that was a nice surprise, and I got a good reception before the game and also when I came on and after the game, really. So it's like three receptions in one, and it was something which I'll never forget, and it's one of the greatest days of my life since I've come to Liverpool.
It's Collymore. Given the opportunity today by Patrick Berger's illness and starting as though he's... Musto gives the ball away, and that might be curtains, because Robbie Fowler has raced in for the hat-trick. McManaman, Collymore.
Everyone was drumming it into me, you've got to do it and all that. And to actually break, score 100 goals quicker than Ian Rush, it was a great achievement when you think about it, because in these parts, everyone knows that he's a legend.
McAllister. Berger, nice touch. Michael Owen! Oh, Michael Owen! Everything he touches turns to goals. Littmanen. Back to Berger. Good vision by Littmanen. Kop wants a shot. Oh, Berger gives it!
Strange fixture in many ways. When you look at the form, Liverpool have won 2 of the last 7, lost 3 of those. Both of them, those 2 wins last season, incidentally. In the Premiership, they've won 8, lost 4 of the 15. Borough haven't won here for 27 years, since Terry Cooper and John Hicton scored. March 1976. Harold Wilson was still Prime Minister, would you believe? Jimmy Carter was President of the US. Bjorn Borg became the youngest winner of Wimbledon in 45 years. And Concorde had its first commercial flight. Liverpool, strong favourites to win it. What was Ian Rush doing 27 years ago?
Can't remember that far back.
Gary Pallister was leaving Middlesbrough to join Manchester United, I think.
27 years ago, cheers, Rich. Do me a favour there, mate.
We are at Anfield. It's the start of a huge weekend in the Premiership. Remember, the pay-per-view offering tomorrow takes us to Manchester for the derby, and then Super Sunday to Tyneside for Newcastle and Arsenal. We start here at Anfield this afternoon. Liverpool and Middlesbrough, and our match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Richard, I'm still trying to work out why Mitchell Letitia supports Liverpool after all his dad did for Southampton.
It's ridiculous. I think it's the television influence on the young kids these days, Mark. They just pick a good team instead of the team that they should support. It's a disgrace, Mitchell. Get it sorted, mate.
13-2 Middlesbrough in a 2-horse race, eh?
And rightly so, I think. Today you see their away form. It's been well documented. Richard and the boys have spoken about it. They've played 12 away games, Martin, and scored in 2 of them. That tells you everything about the problems that Steve McLaren's got when his side go on the road. I see no reason to be shorter odds than that, I have to say.
Let's look at the Liverpool team for you. Steven Gerrard is still suspended, but Vladimir Šmicer has served his ban. He replaces Bruno Cheroux. Now, Gerard Houllier did pick this team before going down with gastroenteritis in the team hotel through the night, and he is showing his faith in the majority of the side that played well enough on Wednesday to win a couple of cup ties but missed so many chances. Michael Owen looking to end his current lean patch, but we shouldn't forget that Emile Heskey has scored in each of Liverpool's last 3 Premiership games. Of the new group brought in by Steve McLaren, Chris Riggott and Michael Rickett start. Malcolm Christie and John Eustace are on the bench. Riggott's in a back 3 alongside Gareth Southgate, who missed the Villa defeat with flu, and Colin Cooper, last a Premiership starter in September. It's the end of a long absence too for Robbie Stockdale. 18-year-old David Murphy is the other wing-back, with Parnaby and Kudru both injured, and Joseph Job supports Michael Ricketts up front.
Well, it might have been a poor result in midweek, Martin, but Gerard Houllier is trying to give as many of the team as much time as possible to play. He's not making as many changes as he did mid-season. It will be the usual 4 that we see at the back there. No reason to change that, and Dudek in goal. What they've got to get this team, I think, are more goals from their quartet of midfield players. They have very few goals from the midfield area in free play, and that's something that they need to up. They need to get more from that area if they're going to start climbing the table again. Again, they're giving Michael Owen and Emile Heskey another chance to develop the partnership that last season looked so threatening, so lethal. This season's been less so.
Hang on, it's an England partnership as well, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's one that will, well, it's got a chance of playing on Wednesday night. Whether he change it and give James Beattie and the likes a chance, we don't know. But certainly if you're looking at a qualifying match, those are the 2 who'd probably be on the team sheet. Well, when you get spanked 5 at home, Martin, then that sometimes makes you change the team. The back 4 have all been sacrificed from that game, and so he's completely reshaped it. Gareth Southgate obviously back in, and he's gone for a 5 at the back. I think just trying to keep and frustrate Liverpool today. Chris Riggott obviously new in, but he's got 2 experienced players alongside him, so that'll help him settle. And David Murphy on the left and Robbie Stockdale on the right will be looking to give them, you know, up the pitch, playing up the way like that, Mark, up and down from the right-hand side. It's important that they get width. I wonder if Job will stay up top with Ricketts. He might drop back into an area that takes him a little bit deeper. They might just play Ricketts up front on his own. But the one thing they have to do, I think, initially is frustrate Liverpool. And I think this system sets them up to do that.
Number 10, Michael Owen.
3 months ago, Liverpool travelled to Middlesbrough very much top of the tree. They'd won their 7 previous Premiership games. But what has followed has been a winter of disappointment, really. Only 2 victories since then in the league. and none at all here at Anfield. Well, the expectations of changing that are extremely high today, because figures say that Middlesbrough have been the tamest of travellers, although that's never quite the whole story, of course. Sami Hyypiä, who got a head injury at West Ham, introducing himself to Mitchell Letitia.
I saw the video.
Whose favourite player, I'm told, is Milan Baros, who still can't break into the team. He is amongst the substitutes today. The bottom line for Middlesbrough, 8 away defeats in a row in the league, and not one solitary goal scored in those 8 games. It's a major reason why Borough were such a busy club during the January transfer window. And that's twice, really, they defied the financial trend in football last summer, when they spent, and in a quiet January month, really, in many parts of the game, well, they've been out and about. And Gareth Southgate, in his wider capacity as captain of the club, has sure had a bit of introducing and getting to know the newcomers. They'll know all about him. Michael Owen has a habit of bouncing back explosively from lean periods. He's had 1 or 2 before in his career. He and Liverpool eager to get on the road again after the midweek crash against Crystal Palace. And they are against a new-look Middlesbrough at Anfield today. It's live for you all. It's right after the break.
It's time to get serious if these teams want to make it to the Premiership. A nationwide football double today and Monday, live on Sky Sports.
Tetley's smoothly does it.
It's perfect. I'll take it. Get that guy our goose onto it.
Okay.
The new Argos catalogue is out now. There's over 4,000 new products, all the latest technology, and all at our famously low prices.
Get him on the phone. I want to thank him personally. Our goose! Oh, it's so now.
Oh, thank you, Zaki, baby.
Yeah. Oh, it's classic Argos. Pick up your new Argos catalogues in store now.
Not all broadband packages are as packed as BT Open World. You get free email, protected with antivirus and anti-spam, 50 megabytes of web space, loads of content, and if you order now, you save up to 100 quid. That should take the weight off your mind. BT Open World Broadband, call 0800 800 050.
Hi. Miss me?
Of course.
You all right? You said you had a crash.
I'm fine. The car was worse. Direct Line sorted it all out, though. Wouldn't know, would ya?
Not bad. Seems you only went with them because they're cheap. They've cleaned in here as well.
What makes you think I didn't do it?
Direct Line. Unbelievably good motor insurance that could save you up to 20%. Call or buy online.
Eyes down.
Get your new weekly Real Bingo card with a total of over £200,000 to be won inside Saturday's great Daily Star.
Coming up in 2 minutes, we'll have what's happening in
Nation Football.
My goodness, have you ever seen anything like it?
4 Football Special.
It's Anfield. We are with Liverpool and a new-look Middlesbrough live here on Sky Sports 1. Interactive for Sky Digital viewers. 8 mini-screens available. Push the red button on the remote. Follow the instructions. You'll find a player cam there, fan zone there. And for 15 minutes, we'll be watching Didi Hamann. He's our first player cam this afternoon. Match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Liverpool top 6, redoubling their efforts for a top 4 finish. Against Middlesbrough, 10 points clear of the bottom 3, thanks though to their home form. Just 4 points, just 4 goals away. A puzzle still to be solved by Steve McLaren and his players. Some new players involved in this particular equation. A year ago, Michael Ricketts was receiving his first and so far only England call-up. Less impact since then, but his move from Bolton, he hopes, will trigger a change of fortune. A presence up front, that's what Middlesbrough are looking for from him. Chris Riggett played almost 70 Premiership games for Derby and developed into an England under-21 international. Senior figures around him like Colin Cooper, who wins the header. Murphy.
Yeah, that's important when you're settling in for Chris Riggett. The experience of Gareth Southgate, Colin Cooper around him, Schwarzer behind him. All good for the young lad.
The young lad David Murphy, of whom much is expected. For Middlesbrough, he'd have played more this season. He started the first game in the side and got a knee injury down at Southampton in August. So much of the intervening months has been rehabilitation. Carragher. Schmitzer. Header from Risa. Murphy eagerly onto it. Jeremy got a foot in, and so did Stockdale. Malcolm Christie, who along with Riggett actually suffered relegation here with Derby last April. Both delighted, I'm sure, to get back into the big time as quickly as it's happened for them. Carragher. Owen. It's already occupying a bit of space behind the front two, and he's in there with Heskey at the moment if Duke can deliver the cross. She does at the second time of asking. And goes Hurpier, and then Riggett.
Well, you think Liverpool would look to start quickly, Martin? A really good hour in midweek, although they lost the game. Should have won it. Should have been well ahead in that match before Crystal Palace actually got into it. But if they create as many chances today, then I would expect them to take 1 or 2.
Schmitzer. What that FA Cup exit does mean is that Liverpool have a free weekend next weekend, so whether that means Owen and Heskey and company get more time on the pitch playing for England is a matter between Sven-Göran Eriksson and Gerard Houllier, I guess. Juve. Here is Heskey. Carragher. Danny Murphy. Greening had hoped to be in that England call-up as well. He was in the get-together in November, which didn't involve a match, of course. Stockdale, who started the first 10 games of the season, then picked up a foot injury, and Stuart Parnaby, who's out-injured himself today, has been a very capable replacement. Carragher. It's amazing to think that Liverpool haven't won at home in the league since early November. 6 league matches since then, 5 of them drawn, and the defeat against Manchester United.
Might be a bit more space in this game than normal Premiership matches. Both of these sides, I think, will Liverpool tend to drop off and play deep, don't allow much space in behind. I certainly think that Gareth Southgate and co will be very aware not to allow space for Heskey and Owen to run in behind. So we may see the ball played quite a lot in midfield.
Meters past Riggett, Heskey near post, Southgate mops up.
That's good defending. That was all about putting yourself in the right position, so stop Smeetser picking someone out. Southgate did that okay.
Murphy's cross, and Mark Schwarzer will be hoping to keep goal for Australia against England at Upton Park on Wednesday. Palmer. Wants it played to feet, but that was spotted by George Boateng. Deep back heel. Murphy. Risa. Might just fall for Murphy, and on another day possibly would have done, but not this day, not when they're looking to rid their systems of a failure to score.
That was a nice play, though.
He was talking about midfield players from free play, and here's one trying to get into a dangerous position.
Lovely little step over here from Smeetser, who I think sees Murphy and gets a really good call. Doesn't quite get the rub of the green when he gets in there, Danny Murphy, but Boateng did a good job. Backtracked and got in there.
George Boateng with some Anfield memories of an incident with Steven Gerrard, in which Gerrard was red carded. That was Liverpool against Villa. Gerrard not available today through the suspension. Risa is clearing his head here.
That's soft anyway.
In the pitch,
I mean
you're
the
talking.
pitch.
So just to confirm, if you've just joined us, Phil Thompson is in charge today. Gerard Houllier, and I spoke to Gerard about 6 o'clock yesterday. He was fit and fine then, but he was taken ill, gastroenteritis through the night. Nothing sinister, nothing connected with the heart problems, and just been advised to stay away from the game and get his system right again. Hoping that the system that he's put in place football-wise is going to work for Liverpool today.
They certainly set off at a good pace, Liverpool, when they don't have the ball, Mark. They're really trying to close Middlesbrough down as early as they possibly can. But Middlesbrough, last time we saw them, I think it was at Fulham, they were really poor that day. So some players back for them. I think it is important the new players are here. Boateng, who we've already said is a big player for Steve McLaren's side, back as well. That's a boost.
Yes, and of course, Southgate missed the home defeat by Aston Villa through illness. Here he is, but his header drops only to Heskey.
Well, positioning was okay from Gareth Southgate, but his header, not a good one at all by his standards. Looking for a bit of height and distance, and all he does here is just really dolly it down to the edge of the penalty area. It's worth hitting when you've got 3 in your last 3 games. You're always looking to take chances on early, and that's what Heskey did.
It was Southgate's goal, of course, that sent Liverpool to their first Premiership defeat of the season in November at the Riverside. It's well over 50 years since Middlesbrough did the double over Liverpool in the top division. But it is within their range today. Harman. Being pressed back well by Greening. Murphy goes bundling in as well. Diouf is down. Middlesbrough have the ball. Steve Bennett, the referee, was right on top of the situation, and he spotted Diouf's attempts to what he thought was redressing the balance, but he's been penalised.
I have to say, I thought Greening had a chunky shirt for long enough, Martin. I'm really amazed that Steve Bennett didn't see that.
Job given offside. He scored that last Middlesbrough away goal, September the 28th. It's more than 12 and a half hours of Premiership football outside the Riverside ago for Middlesbrough FC. They won that game 3-0. They were third in the table. It looked as though it was going to be a season of wine and roses for Steve McLaren. Risa. Danny Murphy finding some space. Schmitzer. Risa's gone on. Schmitzer going on with the ball. Stockdale made the first challenge. George Cartain was there to help out until it came to getting the ball forward when he sliced it out of play. Down goes Juve. He does get a free kick this time, and it was Greening.
Actually, he's miscontrolled up the free kick. The ball got a little too far away from him. He's really struggling to get it.
So 10 minutes gone. Liverpool looking for an early lift, an early start to the Premiership weekend. Comes out here to Jamie Carrick. Harman put it through the cluster of players, but straight at Schwarzer.
Had to do it all quickly, didn't he? He knew he was under pressure. The ball was an awkward one to him. Control and shot had to be quick.
Liverpool have actually played 3 games since Middlesbrough were last in action. Of course, their Premiership match last weekend was postponed, some would say prematurely, certainly the day before the game. Their opponents, Newcastle.
Most would say prematurely.
Yes. Schmitzer. This is Owen. It's past Stockdale. It's Michael Owen for Liverpool. Heskey and Harman getting almost in each other's way.
Well, Murphy did a bit, but I think you're right. I think there's both Liverpool players don't do themselves any favours. Lovely run from Michael Owen. Skins Robbie Stockdale and then just has a little look. Both of them fancy it. And I think with a little help from David Murphy, both of them make a mess of it, really. You see that there. Heskey wanting to hook it with the left foot. Harman looking to come on to it. And at the moment, it's just simply all Liverpool, Martin. I wouldn't say they're actually on the rack, Middlesbrough, but they've shown nothing at the other end of the pitch. They've been basically defending for 12 minutes in this match, on the back foot for most of it.
Risa. Back to the ball for the home side. Juve. Murphy. A few bodies back from Middlesbrough. Moving at times a job. Who's certainly not playing right up alongside Michael Ricketts.
Well, he's trying, but the ball's just not coming anywhere near Ricketts and Job unless it's like that, unless it's been tossed up to fight for.
Ricketts does and forces a stray header from Anjou. Now Job and Ricketts are ahead of David Murphy. Ricketts. Carragher. Just a little edginess about.
Well, I think there will be, and I'm not really surprised to see Middlesbrough step off the play, Martin, and say, go on then, if you want the ball in front of us, have it early on in the match. I think the longer it goes without Liverpool scoring, the edgier not only the fans become, but players as well. You mentioned it, 2nd of November, their last home victory here in the Premiership. It's a long, long time. Maybe not so much in games, but, you know, we're talking about months.
Carragher. Air of apprehension around the Liverpool fans as well. Carragher.
It's the difficulty they have at the moment. Happy to let the ball go there, that's fine. Make Liverpool work for the space.
Murphy. Mistake by Jeremy, and it was such a surprising one that it pulled Schmitzer, who could have taken advantage of it. The FA Cup out of the equation, of course, the Championship out of reach, but there's still plenty left in Liverpool's season. The UEFA Cup campaign resumes shortly, and they will be special heroes here if they win the Worthington Cup final, given the rivalry with their opponents in Cardiff.
So defending so deep, look at that, man. The ball's lopped up only halfway, didn't even go in Liverpool's half, but the nearest white shirt was 20 yards back of that. So they're really setting a stall out to frustrate early on, Middlesbrough. No question of that.
Well, they've tried all sorts of different plans, different permutations, different players. And in the end, it'll come down to a disciplined performance, maybe a special moment from one of their talented individuals. It certainly will need, if it's going to happen today, an away goal. Let's start with that before we talk about an away point or an away win.
Well, we better have a chance, an away chance first before we talk about a goal. They haven't had one as yet.
Cam in operation for you today if you're a Sky Digital viewer. And you have a chance for a few minutes to follow Michael Ricketts via the red button on the remote. Ricketts was in the Bolton side that got a draw here last season, and of course scored against Liverpool in a win at the Reebok in that campaign. It's part of a gathering of goals that got him in the England reckoning. Certainly getting a real run on this right-hand side, El Hadj Diouf.
Yeah, he is.
Gerard Houllier pleased with what he's putting in all aspects of his game. Well, he's another one in terms of Premiership goals. He's only scored that brace on his home debut here. Schmitzer. Cluster around Michael Owen. Spotted an outlet. Carragher. Heskey. And they get the back of Cooper. It's a scuffed cross though, swept away by Southgate. Carragher's cross. Headed away by Southgate. Harman spotted where Risa was, and he'll shoot from anywhere really.
Well, it's all of 30 yards this out when he hits it. Beautiful strike, lovely technique. You've got 5 Premiership goals. You've scored more than Emile Heskey in the Premiership this season, and that's why, that kind of shooting ability.
Heskey's hit some form recently, hasn't he? That winner at Southampton, and of course the late equaliser against Arsenal. And he got in on the act at West Ham last weekend. He puts on, but he's been pushing Cooper, says referee Bennett. Decision.
I don't think they wanted it either. I mean, Emile Heskey had found Michael Owen.
Middlesbrough given the chance to regroup, and they've been doing that readily enough and so far effectively enough. Schwartz's ball from Carragher's cross. Harman, whom there's been a bit of a transfer speculation as Bayern Munich might be interested in taking him back to his native Germany. Liverpool playing that down.
Liverpool will just be pleased to have him back, Martin. Particularly with Steven Gerrard's suspension in force at the moment as well. Timely return. It's quiet, isn't it? Don't you think so? It's almost an air of the fans waiting for something to happen. But they're dominating most things, Liverpool.
And they did on Wednesday and lost to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. Stockdale. Greening. Sure. Rather making a mess of it. Could give him an excuse. He hasn't had many touches of the ball. Kick to be taken from the proper spot. Carrigan. Danny Murphy. Harman go on 1-2. Yonana Risa immediately injects some power and purpose on the left-hand side. Maybe a chance for him to hurl one of his long throws now. They haven't broken through in the opening 20 minutes, Liverpool.
To be fair, Middlesbrough defended fairly well, Martin, as I thought, deep. Not many chances.
And they're all back now, those in white. Behind Owen, who deliberately let it run on for Danny Murphy. Wasn't instantly aware of it. Carragher. Harman back with Risa again. Hangs the cross up. Puts it too near the goalkeeper.
Just catching practice so far. Crosses haven't been great when they've put them in Liverpool.
Is there too much dependency on Michael Owen? Answers please on a postcard to Gerard Houllier, I guess.
We've all been there. People that have played up front know what he's going through. It will change.
Heskey. Murphy joining in. Owen had to hold his position to stay onside. Typical tenacity from George Boateng.
Yeah, did great. Did great.
Harman. Middlesbrough grouped up again. Riggett steps in. And it's a real test of loyalty for the travelling Middlesbrough fans, hoping at the very least to see their team score. Jeremy, whom we've seen very little so far, playing at Anfield for the first time. Supported by Robbie Stockdale. Ricketts did make a move to try and react to this throw, and he did get a touch to it as well. A little bit delayed, as if he wasn't quite sure, having not spent too much time with his teammates, as to what the capabilities of Stockdale were. He's a bit slow to pick himself up. The weather's been so bad in the northeast, incidentally, that it was only yesterday that they had a chance to train on grass again after a long absence of Middlesbrough players.
Flag went up for offside.
They're starting to use the grass in the Liverpool half of the pitch, aren't they?
Almost as if quarter of the game gone, first job gone, not conceding. now try and affect the game bit by bit.
It's a long ball from Risa that caused an awkward moment for Riggett, but the ball dropped safely into Schwartz's grasp. And Heskey is limping.
That was when he gave Chris Riggett a whack, actually, an aerial challenge, really flew into Chris Riggett. He came off the worst.
Boateng, it's a lovely touch to Stockdale. Ricketts, now Job is onside. Having a look round to see what help is arriving. Murphy's trying to get there, but it's poor.
That was really poor. And his manager won't be pleased with that.
Heskey is struggling though. He's gesturing to the bench. Liverpool go on with Harman. Knocked away by Southgate. Greening.
Well, when chances are few and far between, Martin, you don't do what Youssef Desiree Job did then, give the ball away that cheaply. Had decent support, 4 white shirts.
And Danny Murphy seizing the initiative. And then having won the ball from Boateng, brought down, and Riggett gets the yellow card.
Good purposeful and forceful run. Just gets caught in possession. Boateng, no options but to go on his own. Referee's decision to yellow cards, well, had to be. It's a chance. Certainly Murphy will fancy it, Haman will fancy it, Risa will fancy it, but maybe the right footer will just be given preference with the side of it. The area it is, just left to centre.
Middlesbrough had to defend as a team with the knowledge that one has been enough to beat them too often. And it looks like the setup for Harman. Liverpool put in a wall of their own and stop the charger getting out to the German. Harman! And it was blocked by the man who gave away the free kick, Chris Riggett. Danny Murphy, Heskey. Southgate stepping in, a bit of hesitation with Boateng, and the extra man in the shape of Riggett this time, important for Middlesbrough. Liverpool still trying to crack it at the cop end in the first half. Juve. Herpia. Risa. Stockdale will be hoping, sorry Andy, to get his career back on track with Scotland as well. With his Premiership club.
Liverpool have found it really difficult in free play to break them down, Martin. Maybe it'll be something like a long throw or set play that just creates an opening for them. They've been happy to concede ground, Middlesbrough, and just say, go on then, we're going to drop off and we're going to get 8, 9, 10 players behind the ball.
Liverpool had plenty of joy with set pieces at West Ham. Pesky going in here with a glancing header. There was a chance to use the training ground ruses again to good effect.
Yeah, they just work a quick free kick. They don't get out. Look, 2 against 1. They don't see it quick enough. Not an easy header. He's under pressure. Just a little bit too much on it.
Maybe moving a little bit more freely now, Heskey.
Yeah.
No indication that he wants to come off. Southgate. It's well taken under challenge by Job. Greening. Greening. First time cross from David Murphy, and Jeremy had got in there. Herpia missed his kick, but he didn't.
That wasn't the worst ball I've seen played in from David Murphy. Decent area.
Show heads away this time. And the supply from Murphy via a long throw. Juve. Martin was trying to match him stride for stride. My impression was that though there was contact and it was a foul, Juve was very happy to accept it. It wasn't really taking him anywhere the run.
And it wasn't taking him past Boateng, who has got pretty good legs on him. I mean, not to look at, but I mean, it gets him around the pitch, Martin, obviously.
I'm glad you clarified that, Andy. So Risa with the free kick. Hepia!
Close. I think the goalkeeper might have been across to it. Looks like Schwarzer watches it and just keeps his hand inside the post. Well, that'd have been close. It's a good header. Powerful header from Sami Hyypiä. Looking for that bottom corner.
He's one who's had to work hard to keep his confidence levels up. He's probably made more mistakes this season than in the past. Again, we've seen from Gerard Houllié's recent selections that he knows the players that he wants in the team, and he's going to show his belief in them. Greening. Sees him off. One of the players getting the manager's support these days, El Hadj Diouf, a run on the right-hand side of midfield, and he's now being followed by the player count for Sky Digital viewers. Greening. Cooper. Southgate facing the play. His ability, George Boateng. He was caught out by Danny Murphy a couple of minutes ago. That could have been costly. He's not shy of getting the ball in that area. Hyypiä. Schmitzer, or one by Boateng. Here's Jeremy. Boateng again. Jeremy played it as a bit of a handoff. Steve Bennett. He's just going to administer here as just a word of warning. Ooh, Andy.
Well, the arm goes up. I don't think there was much intent to. He's just putting it up like players do in times like that. You know, to protect themselves. He does catch, steady a man. I don't think it was any more than that.
One of the big games at the big grounds this weekend. Old Trafford tomorrow, pay-per-view, Channel 433 offering Premiership Plus, Manchester United against Manchester City, and then St James's Park, Newcastle and Arsenal. Sky Sports 1 at 3. Here's Juve. Rather desperate challenge, but an effective one by George Boateng. David Murphy was left trailing.
Does a good job of that. Many little gaps that appear. Boateng's very quick to see them. That's his job, much like Hernandez for Liverpool. Boateng tries to do the same type of job for Middlesbrough.
Well, Sami Hyypiä has just come close with a fine header. And they pick out the skipper again. Or is there another plan for Risa? Coming in quite flat, generally in Hyypiä's direction. Carragher. Wonsho, who had stayed back. Harman. Schmitzer, feed it in first time. Oh, again, he's a bit eager with the whistle. Steve Bennett, because George Boateng had dealt with the challenge, which was dangerous, but he got away with the ball, and it's allowed Liverpool this time a chance to regroup.
Just gives you a sample of what the game's been like. Not too many on target. Saves have been bread and butter for Schwarzer, he's had to make.
It hasn't been as dominating as it was in that goalless draw with Sunderland, has it?
No.
Already well over 20 attempts without scoring and without reply. Here's Juve. He's gone near post. Liverpool are feeling that there was a little deflection on the cross, and
I thought so.
Some delay, a corner's been given.
And the linesman's right in that corner, so he had to see it. The lack of chances and attempts is in partly down to how well Middlesbrough have defended. They've been really well organised. Lots of players back behind the ball. Made life difficult for Liverpool.
It's another Risa corner. With the responsibility of going with Herpier. Carragher. Danny Murphy. Right left is Herpier. Juve gets the battle Boateng and takes a bit of doing. Has he opened up Middlesbrough in doing that? Danny Murphy's found the ball just lifting off the ground as he went to make contact with it. Didn't make the shot any easier.
Well, I think Heskey's fault here, because this isn't a great ball. Once he's got this, Mark, they should be rolling this right across the ground to Risa, but watch this, it comes right up in a real awkward ball. Not only for Risa, I think that's why he left it, but also for Murphy when he arrived. But simple little ball along the ground, and Risa's pulling the trigger on that.
Ricketts, Greening has got beyond Herpier's challenge until a little bit of contact interrupted his flow.
Well, it's a chance, certainly within shooting range. He's only putting 3 in, Dudek. A little surprised at that.
Jeremy did score an international goal against England from this sort of position in the warm-up game against Cameroon in the Far East. He tries. He has scored! Middlesbrough have scored an away goal! Some of the misery has been lifted.
Well, 37 minutes in, they get the first attempt at goal, the first one on target, and their first goal for over 13 hours of away football. I'll tell you what, Mark, it's been worth waiting on. It's a glorious free kick. Goalkeeper can see it all the way, but can absolutely do nothing. Stunning execution from Jeremy here.
In the England goal, and I think when he got in the Premiership before Christmas against Chelsea, he went to the goalkeeper's left. Maybe Dudek had done some homework, but the homework didn't produce the answer. It went the other side, and it flew in. I know what you're saying about being worth the wait.
I know.
It was the end of September.
And it was a good goal.
It was a very good goal.
Just clipped the underside of the bar.
Well, great for Middlesbrough, but what of Liverpool? Can they find the spark? Owen. Blocked by Cooper. Not very far away from Boateng. Back by Carragher. Juve. 13 hours, 9 minutes between the goal scored here by Jeremy today and the last away goal that they managed in the Premiership from Joseph Job at Tottenham. So for the travelling fans today, it's been well worth the effort and the investment. And they had a great view of it up at the Anfield Road end of the ground.
They'll be printing T-shirts next I was there.
Hey, I'll be doing that, let alone them.
A long way to go, though. It's a real kick in the teeth for Liverpool. Although they've dominated, Martin, I wouldn't say, as I've said, they had Middlesbrough on the rack at any time in the game.
Scowl from Phil Thompson. I've seen something like this very recently, of course. The Liverpool supporters. Schmeitzer, an away team, not really in the picture, and suddenly in the lead. And here goes Ricketts.
A little innocuous challenge from Sammy Hoopier, Martin. Turned out to be a big challenge in the end.
Juve. All shot. It's a big 5 minutes for Middlesbrough, isn't it? Before half-time. Schmeitzer. Danny Murphy into Schmeitzer again. Too congested, really. Job.
Half-time reaction will be interesting, Martin, if it stays like this from the fans. After that disappointment, huge disappointment of midweek.
Risa. Palmer. Carragher, very well angled, and a gallant chase from Jamie Carragher, is much more the defender than the natural overlapping fullback. Juve. Straight to Job. All shot.
Southgate's trying to get them out a little bit. I would suggest you don't come too far. It's always easier to defend when you're set.
Very calmly done by Dudek.
He's not touched the ball, you know. He's not had a save to make. I think the only time he's touched the ball with his hands, Mark, is when he took the ball at the back of the net.
1-0 it was to Middlesbrough at the Riverside in November. That was a surprise, given that Liverpool were unbeaten in the Premiership at that point. And that was Dudek's fault, a late fumble that let Gareth Southgate in. 1-0 here to Middlesbrough after 90 minutes would be a massive shock. There's plenty of time for Liverpool recovery. They showed their resilience in that fight back against Arsenal. Carragher, the frustration here is they've been forcing the play for so much of the first half. Owen. It's Hammond! Well, that's heroic again from Steve McLaren's men.
Yeah, Cooper and Southgate both prepared to throw themselves at Didi Haman's feet then.
Owen. Boateng. Coming together with Michael Owen.
Well, it could only have been impeding, if anything, certainly not worthy of a penalty. And I do think that's the one thing Liverpool don't get, they haven't got today, Martin, is if you're playing against a side who are really tight, they're playing with 3 narrow midfield players, 3 centre-backs, you have to make the pitch as big as possible. But I think Schmeitzer and Hadj Diouf go in far too narrow, far too early.
Greening's done well for Middlesbrough here. Job's lost it. Schmeitzer. Liverpool looking to rally. Harman. All bounced up, so there's stop thinking about a shot, but Juve tries one, and it's claimed by Schwarzer.
But that's a much better position from El Hadj Diouf, I think. Pulled wide, was in a position to offer himself up for the pass and go at David Murphy. Could have looked for the cross, took the shot on instead. I just think if Smica goes infield and El Hadj Diouf goes infield, they're happy with that, I think, Middlesbrough, because when Carragher gets the ball, he doesn't have a ball wide of him. He doesn't have a ball down the line. Same with Risa on the other side.
Olsho. Schmitzer running into trouble in the shape of Jeremy.
Well, that must be a free kick, surely. Have to agree with Jeremy on that one.
Arm out by Olsho. Oh, Risa! Come off the goalkeeper, Southgate's there. He is such a weapon, Johanna Risa, when he does get forward.
Only 1 minute added to the
Only 1 minute to be added.
Well, they've just up to tempo a little more than anything, Liverpool. Just beginning to fashion 1 or 2 chances.
Oh, Riggott's left it. Owen!
What a chance. And this is a boy who's a good header of the ball. We're not talking about someone who's not comfortable with the ball in the air. I don't know what Chris Riggott's thinking of doing. Maybe he just can't get it. The ball's too good. But he's allowed to wander in, Michael Owen, from no more than 12 yards. I'm not saying he should automatically score, Martin, but he has to work the goalkeeper. I think Michael knows that. But he's going through that awful spell where you just have to keep putting yourself in there.
Yes, the one crumb of comfort is that it's not games where he's not getting chances. That's always the worst thing for a striker.
But it was a header that just said no confidence all over it.
And that can affect even the greatest. Hamann is certainly Liverpool's best chance of the half. Well, you've seen it live on Sky Sports, a Middlesbrough away goal. That's something for them, but what they want is an away point, or better still, an away win. Liverpool in trouble at Anfield at half-time. Liverpool 0, Middlesbrough 1.
Start of a big weekend of Premiership football. Pay-per-view offering tomorrow midday is the Manchester Derby. On channel 433, you'll find information on how to order that. Cable customers, contact your local operator. That's at midday. It's followed by a Super Sunday in every sense at St James's Park, where Newcastle meet the champions. 3 o'clock start, Sky Sports 1 for that one. Ian Rush and Gary Pallister are with us. And Middlesbrough lead at Anfield by a 1-0. Reaction is next.
Just a minute. Listen, when you're out, you really should take precautions. Best be safe. Take this.
With its intelligent protection system, the Ford Mondeo is one of the safest places to be.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
Say hello to free trials of our latest services. Ideas for better business. T-Mobile.
For prompt access to hospital care, you only have to AXA.
Because Welcome to the Latin Quarter.
What is it? It's a UBA. The UBA? Universal Business Adapter. What's it do? It connects anything to everything. What's this for? Your laptop, your mainframe, call center, Unix servers, Linux servers, internet, supply chain, payroll system, HR, email. Slick.
Is it affordable? Fast?
Easy. Very. Does it work in Europe? You need an adapter.
And what is the meaning of this?
Merely reaping the benefits of a one account. By combining our mortgage with our current account, we pay it off early. I do love a bit of midweek water skiing. Whee!
Oh, just look at them. They're animals. I'm a great big wet old Hector for not paying off my mortgage earlier with the one.
Look out. Death is coming.
It's good. It's really good.
It's shocking.
Be prepared.
And this time,
It's better than the first one.
Fab.
Brilliant. Sort of full throttle from start to finish.
there's no escape.
Don't want to go home on my own tonight. The death scenes are wicked. Really gory. It was really full on.
10 out of 10.
11, yeah.
We have to fight this thing.
It just makes you jump the whole way through.
Final Destination 2.
Look at my hands. I'm shaking so much.
Drive the most wanted cars. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
EA Games.
Challenge everything.
For cover against the unexpected, you only have to AXA.
Say hello to customer services that understand your business. Ideas for better business. T-Mobile.
Come on, Mum. Time to go.
Go? Go where?
The old people's home. They'll look after you now. It's for the best.
Are you mad? I'm 55.
I know, but I've had a word with them. They'll take you. Come on.
Get off. Why should I go live in an old people's home?
Because I want to put a snooker table in your bedroom and the kids are frightened of your moustache. Now, come on. Avanti.
You know, the recent league form wasn't bad. 2 wins and 2 draws from Liverpool going into the game against Crystal Palace on Wednesday night. Ian, is this a hangover from that cup defeat, the first 45 minutes that we've seen?
No, I don't think so. I think they're playing well. They just they got beaten by a super strike, and they just got to keep playing the way they have been playing. Because for me, half time's come a bit too soon because they did up the tempo the last 3 or 4 minutes, and they've got to do that. Come out the second half doing exactly the same.
789 minutes Middlesbrough's fans had waited for a goal away from the Riverside. First of all, Gary, there's no doubt that that was a free kick, is there?
Yeah, no doubt. I think he's just nicked it in front of Sam Houpier, and he's caught him. It's a definite free kick, and it's given him the chance for this first strike on goal, and didn't he take it well?
Oh, there it is again.
You can't. I mean, that's just a trivia. You can't blame the keeper at all. That's right in the postage stamp, right in the top corner. He's hit it with pace, great direction, bit of curl. And he scored one earlier in the season at the Riverside.
Bit of curl?
Well, a bit of curl, yeah. Understatement.
Yeah. I think that's the way it's been going for Liverpool at the moment. You know, with a super strike like that, I don't think he'll score a better one all season. And just, Dubik had no chance.
So how do they sort it out, Liverpool?
Well, I'd say what they've got to do, they've got to come out the second half and start the tempo. The last 5 minutes they finished, then they've just got to up the tempo, and they'll get the chances, and it's just a matter of putting them away.
You suspect, Gary, that Middlesbrough set up and would have taken the draw. Now, right now, it's 3 points. How do they hang on to that?
Defend the same way as they've done in the first half. I mean, I think Steve McLaren looked at the form that Liverpool have had, or certainly the result they had on Wednesday night, thinking, well, if we can come here and frustrate them, you know, it's going to be a funny atmosphere inside Anfield, which it is. It's really, really quiet out there. And if they can frustrate him, he knows the fans are going to start getting on the back. It's worked so well. I mean, the bonus is scoring a goal, obviously. But, yeah, they've denied them space. They're playing like the 3 at the back, the 5 in midfield. Denying Liverpool space, and they find it really hard to get through.
Andy said, Ian, this was a header that had no confidence written all over it. Do you agree?
It was a good cross. I think he got in a great position there, Michael, and I don't think he really knew what to do, and that does come down to confidence. But he's one of them.
What do you mean? Control it, take it?
Well, he didn't know maybe the ball too high. Do I head it or do I try and control it? And maybe got mixed up in two minds, and that's when you're short of confidence. And maybe when you get mixed up in two minds, it's always the wrong one. But the good thing about it, the way he created that space for himself.
Will that be preying on his mind now as he sits in there?
No, I think he's one of them. He's he's not European Footballer of the Year, not won that for nothing. He'll come out there, and if he has 3 more like that, he'll be on there for the 4th one as well. So that's never going to be a problem for Michael.
He'll have a different strike partner for the second half. Heskey is coming off, Milan Baros is coming on. How will that affect things?
Well, I think Baros, he runs at people, be a bit different, maybe go play along the floor now. You know, Heskey's won a lot in the air, and I don't think Michael and Baros have played too much together, so it'll be interesting to see how they do play together.
Are they a partnership?
Well, hopefully, yes. I think when you look at it, we know where Heskey and Owen's a proven partnership, and there's a chance here now for Milan Baros to prove what he's good at, and you know, he scored a goal last week, so he'll be full of confidence.
Liverpool need it. They trail here to Middlesbrough by 1-0. Jeremy with a fabulous free kick. The difference right now between the two.
Go on, Princess. Is that Billy Wilkinson? Willie Wilkinson. I never liked him.
Unlike your sister, as I recall.
Flash as ever. Flash motor, flash clothes.
No, mate, Pauline and Tanya Roberts, and that's Susie...
Oh, I'm right on cue, the flash bird.
Susie Perkins and her mum.
He wants to get himself a couple of kids. And a mortgage.
Nice house.
If you like Neo-Georgian.
Oh.
It has to be Gary Mabbutt. It's a quite amazing story that he had to beat the effects of diabetes just to play football.
You hear that? That's the sound of second place.
Lucas Sport will help, Michael.
It's a sports drink. It's not a 3-piece suit. It's proven to help top athletes go 33% longer. Fact!
It's Michael Owen. Oh, what a finish! The striker supreme.
Like me in goals.
You're gonna laugh, aren't you? I told you she was coming round this afternoon. Get your feet off there. I thought you were gonna help me clean up. What is this? Oh, well, that's her, isn't it? They're really good lads, you know. They'd do anything for me. I tell you, they're really looking forward to meeting you. All right, guys, this is Sue. Hi, Sue. Sue.
Thanks. Hello, Learn Direct. How can I help? Oh, no. It's for you, obviously. Sorry. Learn Direct, independent advice on courses. How can I... Hello, Learn Direct. Which course?
To a Learn Direct advisor, every call is important. If you'd like dedicated help on finding the right course in your local area, call us on 0800 100 900.
Learn Direct, how can I help? Oh, hello, Learn Direct.
Learn Direct, the National Learning Advice Line.
Who opens the door to all kinds of homes? Who offers mortgages that can be hand-picked by you? Cheltenham and Gloucester. Contact C&G or Lloyds TSB for flexible mortgages built around you.
Nominated for 9 British Academy Awards, including Best Director Peter Jackson and Best Film, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
This is someone enjoying a Big Mac. This is someone else enjoying a Big Mac. This is 2 other people enjoying a Big Mac. And these 3 have been enjoying a Big Mac for 4 days. Because thanks to the Big Mac, they won a chance to combine all the best bits of the Big Apple on an experience of a lifetime for up to 4 people. 4 big destinations, 1 million free Big Macs with the one and only Big Mac.
They're back in black on video and DVD.
Men in Black 2. They're on 2 discs packed with special features.
Stop saying action's so funny.
Men in Black 2. Whoa. Exclusive sleeve and film cell DVD pack only at Virgin now while stocks last.
They said Robson would never play again. Listen to the fans as England welcomes back Brian Robson for his 49th cap.
It's a bit of an ugly subject to talk about, but how rich can you be and how much money can you spend?
It's reported that celeb couple Chris and Billy have spent more in one night than most of us earn in a lifetime.
He's thrown away £9 million on a week-long bender. One-stop party animal, all paid for with his own money.
Spend it like Chris and Billy, 9 o'clock tomorrow, Sky on Sunday.
The Cricket World Cup starts tonight. It's live and exclusive on Sky Sports. We've got the opening ceremony at 6 o'clock. Then tomorrow morning from 10 on Sky Sports 3, there's live cricket from Cape Town. South Africa meet the West Indies. Sky Digital viewers can follow all 54 matches. Of course, there'll be reaction during the course of the tournament as it unfolds. It's live and exclusive to Sky Sports. Ian Rush and Gary Pallister are with us here. A change for Middlesbrough as well. Job is being replaced by Christie for this second half, and they are in front. The longer it goes like this, the more nervous they get, presumably.
Yeah, possibly so. I mean, they've not been in this position for a long time, have they? But yeah, I mean, they'll be delighted in there, Steve McLaren. You know, he's come really basically to frustrate Liverpool. His tactics are working at the moment. Liverpool, you know, they're showing the signs, as Rushy said at the end of the first half. They've opened up a couple of times maybe, but yeah, I mean, with Gareth Southgate back in there after his illness during last week, then I'm sure he'd be pretty confident they can keep a clean sheet. They've been dribbling back, Middlesbrough, haven't they? In 2s and 3s, but they are all back. And some were out there as early as, I think, Graham Taylor sent Aston Villa last week. Now, Liverpool re-enter the arena, trailing by a 1-0. Commentators, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Well, let's just clarify the substitutions for you. It's a Middlesbrough debut for Malcolm Christie, who will also be followed by the player cam. For Sky Digital viewers, he's on for Joseph Job. And Milan Baros gets into the action for Emil Heskey.
Substitution for Middlesbrough. Michael Christie on for Liverpool, for Middlesbrough in place of Joseph Diop. And for Liverpool, replacing Emil Heskey is number 5, Milan Baros.
Well, a good response from the Liverpool supporters at the start of the second half. The team, you feel, need a bit of backing at the moment, plenty of ability, maybe not quite as much confidence as the norm here at Anfield. And that scoreline is the reason why. And it's a fine free kick from this fellow, Jeremy.
Interesting to see what exactly Steve McLaren has asked the side to do, Martin, whether to try and be a little adventurous, to go forward, or play very much as they did first half, pretty much on the retreat, just looking to go forward every now and again. But he'll make a difference in movement and getting about the pitch, Malcolm Christie. I thought Job was quite poor in the first half. But the one thing I know when you watch Malcolm Christie, he does get about the pitch, makes a nuisance of himself.
Of course, he was coached by Steve McLaren at Derby. Ian Rush talking about a quick tempo to Liverpool's play towards half-time. Brought about by conceding the goal and the need to start the second half at the same lick. And let's hear from our touchline reporter Claire Tomlinson.
Well, those substitutions, Martin. Emil Heskey's gone off with a knee injury, we understand. Not sure quite how serious that is at the moment. Tactical for Middlesbrough, Christie for Job.
Thanks, Claire. Its ramifications maybe for England in the case of Heskey. Riggett. Partially away, Baros. Yeah. Look at Stockdale as much as the ball. Risa. To Jeremy, then looks skywards in amazement at his own mistake, getting the ball straight out of play. Onshaw. Harman. Into the feet of Juve. Makes a bit of space for himself. Murphy waiting on the edge of the area, but it's cut back towards Schmitzer. Boateng made sure the ball didn't reach
Super possession
from the Czech Republic.
Super possession.
He's been very prominent to help the midfield screen the back line for Middlesbrough. Rita. Nothing up so far to make Gerard Houllier feel any better after his bout of illness last night. It's kept him away from the game. Already Steve Bennett making the point to Middlesbrough. He's aware of any time wasting. Stockdale's throw. His clearance. Reset. Onshaw. Carragher. And it's misjudged by Cooper, but he was quick enough and spirited enough to recover.
Yeah, it just spun his way, really. Spinning the balls, bringing it back towards him.
Well over 350 Middlesbrough appearances behind him, Colin Cooper, in 2 spells with the club. It's harmless.
I'm just looking at the options left for Phil Thompson on the bench, Martin. Bruno Cheroux, who didn't have a great game in midweek. It was pretty poor, actually, against Crystal Palace. And Salif Diao are not exactly players who you think you bring on to win you a game. Paris was the main one you thought would come on. He's had to be brought on now.
David Murphy's header. Christie. Jeremy. Stockdale in trouble, but he forced it forward. He's in challenging Risa again. And Norwegian gets the better of him this time. Schmitzer. It's not quite wide enough for him.
No, I think Liverpool have just got to keep playing in the belief that they will get another chance, so they'll create another chance for themselves. It took a long time to create really a clear chance in the match in the first half, but I agree with Rushy. I think half-time came at a bad time for Liverpool, just when they were at probably their best with regards to pressure and creating chances.
Michael Owen with 1 goal in his last 13.5 Premiership games now. Carragher. If there's anyone likely to get Liverpool out of this particular predicament, you'd still say Michael would be the man. Harman. Carragher. Harman, as Owen came to collect it to feet. Still Diddy Harman staying on his feet well, looking for Owen. And Michael very nearly is the man with a chip shot that was drifting up and over Schwarzer till the Australian reacted and got a fingertip to it.
Well, with the first half chance, the header lacked confidence. This was anything but. Knew exactly what he wanted to do. It wasn't there to drive the ball. He was under too much pressure.
Juve. Herpian. Smacked away by Greening. Where Dudek is. And he can be out here with great safety. Middlesbrough had everyone back. Show. Super coolly done with David Murphy. There's difference in experience between those two players. On the same wavelength, keeping the back door closed for Middlesbrough. They have scored only their 5th away goal in the Premiership this season. Curling Jeremy free kick after a foul by Sami Hyypiä and Jonathan Greening. They do have a very solid defensive record on their travels. Most of their defeats have been narrow ones, but there have been defeats. The solidity of that defence now would be a determining factor in a successful outcome. Michael Owen was threatening.
Well, Hamann created it. It was a lovely run from Didi Hamann. And you look at the players in front of Michael, he can't get the shot in, man, because if he drives that, it gets blocked. So he knows and he makes his mind up quickly. The chip's the only thing on. Very close to executing it perfectly.
Push and Owen by Riggott. Change in the protection for Sami Hyypiä the second half, and they look for that bandaged head. Danny Murphy. Barosh, it's a corner. Liverpool was being buffeted a bit, but corner given.
It's as you were, second half, isn't it? Liverpool pressing. Middlesbrough happy to concede ground and possession, defend the edge of the box. It's all about discipline when you do that. You can't afford to switch off at all.
Good touch by Gareth Southgate. Barosh lining it up for himself, and with some justification.
Well, you and I are right behind that. And the moment it left his foot, we could see it was just going to arc wide. He wants the opposite little bend on it. He wants the bend from right to left, but he cuts across the ball slightly. You see it there, and therefore it starts to bend left to right. There's a spin on the ball. Always going away from Schwarzer's right-hand post.
Middlesbrough 1 attempt, 1 goal. Middlesbrough 0 from 11. Even though 5 of those 11 were on target. Risa.
Well, Heskey going off hasn't helped him when they get in this situation. They pretty much use him and Hyypiä as the targets for the long throw of Jean-Alain Risa. Now it's pretty much down to Hyypiä on his own to cause the confusion, get the flick.
Defended by Riggott. Some help, Risa.
You're always told when you're training and you're working at things, as soon as you stop the ball, then everything stops around you. And that was a classic example of it there from Risa. He just stopped the ball. Jeremy's experience was great because he just stood there himself and said, go on, if you're going to do something, do it.
And the problem is for Jean-Alain Risa, all the other Liverpool players stopped as well. By the time they got going again, the moment was lost. Palmer. He's picked his way through some traffic there. Swept wide by Danny Murphy for Liverpool. 10 minutes gone in the second half. They've got to dig deep here, the home team. Against some strong Middlesbrough resistance, numerical resistance, but good tactics from Steve McLaren.
I just thought he turned once too many at the end there, El Hadj Diouf, Martin. I thought when he turned back and he had a chance to deliver to the edge of the box, and then he turned in again, and that time they'd get closed down.
If Liverpool fail to win this game, incidentally, it will be their worst home run in league football since 1955. They're 7 games in a row without a win. Jeremy, Christie, Hoopier in the face. Greening.
I have to say, if that had landed at Malcolm Christie at a decent height mark, they might well have taken the chance on.
Looks like several offences are being taken into consideration here by Steve Bennett.
Well, what we will see is the top two here. Next time he does give a free kick away, no matter how innocuous it is, I think there'll be a yellow card.
And that would be a 5th of the season, which would mean suspension, so he's walking a tightrope, George Boateng. It is pretty much an occupational hazard, though, for a player of his style to pick up yellow cards for mistimed tackles. He is a player who goes into plenty of tackles. Schmitzer, who's short of senior matches, and that showed in that moment. Schmitzer comes out to Barros, but behind him gave Middlesbrough a chance to get back in shape again. Stockdale played the ball. Referee Bennett had a very good angle on it.
Quite could be better positioned. I thought it was a good tackle as well. It's a little awkward the way he tackles with wrong foot, but he did win the ball. Pokes it out for a corner.
Barros back post. What an important header that was by Cooper.
Well, they've won most headers in there, but the one they didn't win was Barros's. But needless to say, when it's knocked back across, they're there again. They really have contested it well. Middlesbrough, when the ball's dropped in and around that 6-yard box area.
They need to keep contesting it well, but it comes in low this time for Risa. And that was Cooper again, came roaring out to get in the way of the shot. Carragher. Into the feet of Barros. Danny Murphy. Middlesbrough line up to defend it again. Just I think he had a good view. He was looking straight at it. The official on the far touchline, Gareth Southgate, was the player they were yelling at for handball.
Well, it certainly twitched the right arm. The boys in our studio would have had a great view of that. Can't quite see if Rushy was up on his feet. Certainly from here, the back view of Gareth Southgate, and the right arm certainly twitched out a bit, didn't it, Martin, as the ball was played? As he looks to bring it now, look, have a look at this closer. There's the arm out there, it just comes out. He's convinced El Hadj Diouf. The linesman's no more than 10-15 yards away. I don't think the referee had a good view of that. I don't think he could have given it. Wasn't that clear. He's looking at the same view as you and I had. Southgate's back.
Jowett is on for Schmitzer. Straight away on the ball. Diouf. And they get tackled. An hour gone. An hour of great resistance by Middlesbrough, plus one fantastic free kick. Danny Murphy. Barros takes it down, but there wasn't time to get the shot away. Southgate saw to that.
Surprised. I thought it was there to put his head on it. Fantastic cross with good pace on it.
Here's another one from Harman. It's one that Schwarzer could snare. Cam now following Milan Barros. West Ham a scorer at West Ham, rather, for Liverpool last weekend. Middlesbrough trying to keep him at bay here, and he's already got into the game in that direct style of his, Milan Barros.
Giles' inclusion into the game has meant that Danny Murphy's just drifted to the left-hand side here.
Boateng. Liverpool guilty of giving the ball away. Jeremy slipped at the crucial moment. Harman. Well spotted by Cooper. David Murphy. Cooper again. Off the head of Risa. And the wing-back Stockdale is in there for Middlesbrough. Murphy got forward on the opposite flank. Jeremy. Harman having to defend. He can't prevent the corner. This is more of what Middlesbrough need to do to play some of the game in the Liverpool half.
No, they're not overcommitting, and that makes sense. They have defended well. And I don't think Steve McLaren wants to see too many people. And one of his centre-backs doing what Colin Cooper was doing, find himself on the edge of the box, wide on the left. Get back in, Colin, would be the shout. And he's had a fine game, Colin Cooper.
By Ancho, back by Boateng. Dudek comes with a fist, collected by Greening. And get round the outside of Juve, and he's done that. Ricketts competing for the cross with Jerzy Dudek. Liverpool goalkeeper didn't like the attention.
They never do.
And speaks the voice of experience. Jeremy. Now Riggett, back three, back in place. Stockdale. Well, closing down by Ricketts, who's not yet had his first chance as a Middlesbrough forward.
They needed the last 3 or 4 minutes, Middlesbrough, Martin. The pressure was just beginning to mount. You just felt it was beginning to creak at the back a little. And this little spell of 2 or 3 minutes is just giving the back players a chance to just get a breath and get set again.
Jow. Carragher. Murphy. Nudge on Barrosh by Southgate. Oh, Jow made it his when it really shouldn't have been. And Barrosh, the angle's widening. Chance has gone.
Players again, it's the amount of players in there. It's the extra centre-back. Skip past Colin Cooper, that time Barrosh, but Southgate very quickly across to just shut him out. But all the talks about the view that man had of this incident. You see where he is, top of the screen, as Hadjiv tries to drag it in. You can see the referee has no chance of seeing it. I have to say.
Well, maybe he didn't see it.
That's a new one. A blind. That'll keep Liverpool fans happy, that one.
Schwartz are entitled to pick that one up.
Well, the Liverpool fans, a daily version of it. They thought not. He thought, okay. I don't think he's deliberate. I think he's just kind of helping it back. He's probably had a look. I don't think Schwartz at the referee. Look at Michael Owen. He's not made no motion to claim for a free kick.
Ricketts. Boateng was taken down after he forced the ball forward to Michael Ricketts. Again, the whistle went straight away when Middlesbrough did have the ball. Boateng and Steve Bennett's defence was spread-eagled on the turf. So where's Jeremy going to try and put this? Ricketts, an obvious target, but not too many others in the middle. Trying to earn the corner, and he's done that. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Middlesbrough still had their lead. And Southgate by the near post. Awkwardly for Riggett, and Ricketts is there, well claimed by Dudek. Wants to get Liverpool going forward quickly, maybe hoping that there will be more space for a rapid counter-attack. Barrosh got 3 with him. And Jeremy got back. It was a pretty single-minded approach by Milan Barrosh.
Stockdale did his job, go edge of the box, Martin. Just as when he'd be looking to pull the trigger. He didn't seem to look for anyone else, Barrosh.
Palmer. Here's Danny Murphy. Liverpool a goal down at Anfield. David Murphy to clear this much changed Middlesbrough side. Some new signings, some old favourites back in the team like Gareth Southgate today after illness. And some promoted through injuries to others. And they've almost got to the three-quarter mark. This is McLaren and Harrison.
It's an awkward one, that. Yes, Steve's probably asking the other Steve. I forget, what's it like when you're 1 up with 20 minutes to go away from home again? What are we supposed to do?
One thing we can assure Steve McLaren does know about is the Manchester derby. This time at Old Trafford, that's where the game is tomorrow. If you haven't got a ticket, the only place to see it, Premiership Plus Channel 433. And then Newcastle against Arsenal. So much riding on that, particularly from Newcastle's point of view. If they could win, really make themselves contenders. Sky Sports 1 as usual. Super Sunday, really living up to its name at 3.
Well, they want to get Colin Cooper on as quickly as possible, Martin. I think he's played ever so well for them today. And they don't really have a replacement that they could bring on from the bench to play in that position. So that's an area that Steve McLaren will want to keep together.
Bob Ward, the physio. The wave has been responded to.
Well, he's kind of limped on, Colin Cooper. I'm not so sure how serious it is. I'm hoping he can run it off.
Carragher. And here's Danny Murphy. Miscontrol could have come for Owen. Held up well by Christie. It's there again. Boateng. In goes Harman. Juve. Corner off David Murphy.
Well, they had a little wobbly spell, first 15 minutes. I thought Middlesbrough beginning of the second half have been better than the second 15 minutes of this half.
It's another Jon Arne Riise corner for Liverpool. There were 3 or 4 white shirts queuing up to deal with it. Not what Liverpool wanted to see. Show scurrying back, but Jeremy has really galloped forward. Referee gave it. Middlesbrough's work.
Lines were down to McCoy quite simply. It's amazing how they follow the referee at times. Looking down the line, I thought Jeremy had actually played it out. He looked a little guilty as the ball went over the line.
Stockdale. We're into the last 20 minutes. And a lot riding on this for Liverpool. It was a fixture that they would have looked at to say, well, we can get our league form going again. We can get a win at Anfield to lay that particular bogey, and there's a slip by Stockdale here that's allowed Michael Owen to get onto the ball easily. He skipped past Stockdale. Riggett with one header, Jow with another. Stockdale there again, finally hooks it away. Christie can't get hold of it, but at least he can do enough to make the back pass played.
Well, it would have been interesting if he could have got hold of it. 2v2 at the back they were. Hippie and Onshaw, Christie and Ricketts.
Riise. Here's Jonathan Greening. Boateng. Got to keep wanting the ball, the Middlesbrough players. It's been a very good team effort to this point. It's a big prize if they can sustain it.
That'll be a massive result.
An immediate return on their transfer window investment. Boateng. Bounced awkwardly for Riggett, and then Juve came in. The ball was off the ground, and referee Bennett has said free kick Middlesbrough.
Whose foot was higher there then? Ricketts must have been higher if he won it. The frustration is growing. Not happy at all at the moment. They've hardly laid siege to Middlesbrough, have they, Mark, second half? You know, when you look at Liverpool, you see teams like Arsenal and Manchester United, they look at them, and even Newcastle to a certain extent. And you look, when they're having problems like this, they can look to people like Vieira, who's a real leader on the field, and Manchester United can look at Keane, and Newcastle have a person called Alan Shearer to get them going. I look at the people here just now, and I wonder who's going to get Liverpool going in that way.
Palmer. It's a toe in. Back to Stefan Ancha. Cooper wins the header. Greening. Oops, Middlesbrough get the ball back. He needs to do that again. Juve rather jumping in at him. Only Christie up front. He can be a handful if he can get it down. Smaller man against the giant Herpier, but size wins on that occasion. Riggett. Just a sense that the defending's getting a little bit more desperate for Chris Riggett and company.
Well, it happens, you know, automatically. You know the game is getting close. You know the end is pretty close, and you just get back a little bit, invite pressure. That's just what's happening.
Owens pass two. Juve. Rita! Michael Owen made it. Risa, with that goal sense of his, was in the right place at the right time with the left foot.
Well, it doesn't usually let him down, and it doesn't here. But they should have defended this better. Jeremy's is a token gesture, Mark. They get a bit of luck, Liverpool, there when it just rebounds when El Hadj Diouf's not quite sure. That's a poor tackle from Jeremy, really poor. There's a little bit of good fortune, but once it drops at his left foot, then he doesn't often miss the target. Yet again, he doesn't let Liverpool down when it really matters, John Arnorisa.
And let me remind you, again, he is their left back, and he's got that sixth sense to get into a goal-scoring position.
He's also got that sixth Premiership goal of the season.
But a draw at the start of play would not have been deemed good enough for Liverpool, so there's more work to be done. Danny Murphy.
Well, a game that Steve McLaren would have been talking about, can we hold on and win this? He's now talking about, can we hold on and get a point?
Just across at Stanley Park, they were 1-up and lost 2-1. Just across Stanley Park at Goodison Park, I should say. They did get one of their few away goals, but lost the game. Danny Murphy. Owen. Stockdale's lost his footing. Owen hasn't lost the ball. And came Southgate. Bounces over Ricketts. Marshall and Herpier are rarely confusers of each other. Cam now switching to Chris Riggett for Sky Digital viewers.
Might be a busy 15 minutes for the young lad in his debut. Liverpool will be hoping so.
Well, he's such a power-pack player, the Norwegian. One of Gerard Houlier's most successful signings. Left-sided defender David Murphy in a different formation, of course. He's confident on the ball too. Carragher. It's been a case of wearing down the opposition by Liverpool today. Murphy pulled a bit of a rabbit out of the hat there.
Great skill, wasn't it? The ball was really spinning.
Ricketts, good header on Christie, and Lookea had the speed to recover. They don't switch off at the back, Liverpool, particularly with Christie around. They're looking forward. They're looking too far forward here because Barosh is offside. Maybe wondering about a change. Players like Stockdale have not had first-team football for some time. Colin Cooper as well, and he's picked up an injury after a very gallant performance. Middlesbrough throw. Stockdale. Headed by Ricketts, and if he knew nothing else, Carragher, he's looking at the ball. If nobody told him anything, that's all he could do.
Goalkeeper must give him instruction, Mark. Dudek can see everything. He sees he's in no man's land. Jamie Carragher has got to play what he thinks. Last time he looked behind him, there was a player there. He didn't see him back away. Goalkeeper's got to give him an easy shout there. It's just onto his chest and back to him.
Jeremy in leisurely fashion across to take the corner.
I don't think this is going unnoticed, the amount of time we're taking it, the set plays, Middlesbrough. I think the referee's on top of that.
Lookea, this is Greening. It's Owen who stops him, setting himself for the shot. Foot was up. Plenty to say about the foot close to the face of his big defensive ally, Stefan Olsho.
That was high, you can see that.
Reeser. Ja. They're backed off him, Middlesbrough, so he can play Reeser in. Tackled by Stockdale, and Reeser still got his shot away, and that could have taken Schwarzer by surprise, but it didn't.
Just got under his feet, he didn't get out his feet enough. The kind of half tackle, Martin, just holds him up a little bit, just gets away from a little. Couldn't quite get the purchase he wanted on the shot, but the threat was there.
Reeser trotting out to be involved at the corner. Danny Murphy's cross, and pushing by Barosh.
Well, in recent weeks, Mark, we've seen Arsenal, Manchester United and Newcastle all win games late on. We're about to see if Liverpool, who throughout the years have done it time and time again at this ground, still have that ability. That ain't bad for your fullback, is it?
But no, it was a point you made earlier, Andy, about where your goals are going to come from in a team, and in free play, you don't see midfield players breaking beyond the strikers looking to get a goal. I don't think Schmitz has scored a Premiership goal this season. He started the game in midfield. Arman with the odd long-range shot. Free kick, maybe.
Well, I was looking at the stats beforehand, and since October when they beat Tottenham here and Danny Murphy scored in free play, I think there's only 2 other goals that they've got from midfield players. One, Steven Gerrard's last week at West Ham, and even that came from a corner, really. So I think it's an area they could definitely improve on, Liverpool, and have to.
Reeser walks away. Harman has plenty to say about the decision, but it's been given Middlesbrough's way.
Well, it's worth putting a few in. It's worth flooding people in here if you're Middlesbrough with 9 minutes or less to go. You've got a free kick in a lovely area. Put some players in there, take a chance. You might just nick it.
Gareth Southgate scored 3 Middlesbrough goals, 2 of them against Liverpool. Jeremy, what a save! Ricketts again! Riggett!
Ricketts should have done better. He wants a penalty, you see. He feels he get pushed from the initial cross. I'm pretty sure that's what he's complaining about. We're going to look at that in a minute.
But while the complaints are going on, Liverpool are getting on with the game, and if they just played that with a bit more composure. Riggett was struggling to get back.
Look at the back post there. He says he's been pulled there. You can see Jal did have a chunk of him. That's the chances that come back to Riggett's first time. Both he and Jeremy Martin really didn't hit the ball the way they would have liked. I certainly think that's a shout from Ricketts. That's a chance. So is that a glorious one. But Dudek saves him twice when maybe he shouldn't have been allowed to.
David Murphy. Who's got the legs for Middlesbrough here? Greening. Substantial tackle by Stefan Onshaw for Liverpool.
And they've got 4 ahead of the ball, which they've not had many times in the game.
Danny Murphy. Owen coming from the left-hand side again. This time with the shot that doesn't get beyond Riggett. Cleared by Stockdale. Bit of an incident going on in the middle. Flag has gone up. It was Harman and Cooper. Off the ball.
A tangle, wasn't there? There was certainly a tangle between them both.
And Colin Cooper's given a tremendous display on his return to the Premiership starting lineup. A real battle-hardened veteran.
You see in the right of the screen there, you see it just right at the penalty spot. There's the 2 of them come together. Neither of them too interested in the ball at that particular
Private
time.
battle.
Yeah.
Carragher, 6 minutes to go. Tingy, the official on the far side, has seen it this time, and he's pointed and flagged for Middlesbrough. So a good penalty shout each, eh?
Well, I certainly think the one at the Cop end was, I think Jal took a real chance there when he got a chunk of Ricketts. He had no intention of playing the ball. He's only, all he's looking at, look at him. Got a hold of both hands. Look at as he tries to jump. He just yanks him to the ground. I mean, you are taking a chance, Mark, if you do that in that situation.
Ricketts was down again, but he's not complaining this time. Christie's on the ball. White. Stockdale setting himself for the safe ball to Jeremy. Stockdale prod across Ricketts. Can't get it down. Alongside him, Christie was felled and is still struggling. Still down Malcolm Christie, but the game goes on with Milan Baros. 5 forward for Liverpool. Oh, and Marisa was wrong-footed, but so much energy to get there.
Just a bad ball, Martin. Far too heavy with it. It's a lovely run. You can see Risa there, and now Barras is here. It's just a gentle little nudge that's needed. Far too firm with the pass. I think we might get quite a bit of time, you know, added. I think Steve Bennett is really aware of how long Middlesbrough have been taking with set plays, with throw-ins, with corners, with goal kicks.
Carragher asked the question, and the watch was the answer. So it says 4 minutes, but there might be double that, or maybe more. Murphy. Carragher. Juve. Here's Owen. Harman. All over elaborate. Oh, and Harman's gone in and won it back. Handball given.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if he's got a good view of that, Steve Bennett. I think he's just taking a chance. Hammond seems to think it wasn't the shake of the head, but it must have been close, you know. I think that's the middle of his chest and up onto his chin. Certainly the linesman's flag didn't go up this time. Maybe a little unlucky, Didi Hammond.
It's another debutant, John Eustace, on loan from Coventry.
Number 27, John Eustace.
Malcolm Christie, on his first appearance, has limped off, having come on at half-time as a substitute.
I just got clattered when that cross came in and he tried to just allow it to go past him.
Eustace was the Coventry captain for a while. He rather suffered at Highfield Road with the return of Gary McAllister into his area of the team. Danny Murphy. Riggett with a foot that made contact with the ball. Boateng. Free kick given for handball this time. Harman. 2 minutes plus added time. Juve. Now Risa will be going across as Eustace collects a yellow card so soon after coming on. And Jon-Arne Risa will be lining this up, hoping that he can collect a winning goal for Liverpool.
He'll be looking for the type of strike he put together when Manchester United came here. Was it last year, Mark?
It was last season, yeah.
And he absolutely smashed one in from about that position. We started the scoring with a special free kick. I wonder if we're going to finish it with one.
I just wonder where this ball's going to end up, actually. They're working it across and across and across to make it a better angle. They're still doing it. How far has that been?
Yeah, they've worked out a couple
engineered.
of yards. Yeah. That wall is now probably lopsided too far to the left.
Here comes Risa. Between them, foe and friend rather got in his way. Back by Osho. And Cooper was looking at the ball. He found Barosh had got there a bit quicker than he expected.
No, I think Barosh was just looking at him. I think that's what the referee saw there. He's done brilliant, Colin Cooper, I have to say. You know, 35 years of age, back in the side today. And I think it's helped him having two alongside him. I think the three's helped him, but he's been magnificent for Middlesbrough at the back.
Riggett. Jeremy. Zhao's in there quickly. Eustace, Jeremy. At least Middlesbrough can push up and squeeze it into the corner here, because it's a good chase by Ricketts. It's a throw. 4 it is.
No, 4 it is. No surprise there to me.
Fourth official has indicated a minimum of 4 minutes added time. 4 minutes.
Here comes Carragher. Liverpool looking for a grandstand finale here. Schwartz are quite entitled to let that run.
Well, Murphy and Haman both furious with that. I think they think it got a nick off someone.
Well, Colin Cooper gets the decision, gets the thumbs up from Messrs Gray and Tyler for man of the match. It's not our decision, but the studio guests.
We know enough about centre-back play, certainly one who played there and one who had to play against them.
Schwartz's ball. Still 3 minutes to go, and Schwartz's kick. An easy collect for Stefan Ancha. Murphy. Owen. Charged down by Riggett. Owen wasn't appealing. No.
done well. He's caused a problem when he's pulled wide like that, Michael Owen. But it's just a pity for me that he's the one that does it all the time.
Stoppage time. Jow, Haman!
Was that going in? Smashed off Michael Owen's face.
Pinball in the penalty area.
Smiling.
Rueful smile. Oh, here comes Risa. He's miskicked this time. That's a rarity. Eustace. Great energy levels from Juve to get back. They've kept at it, Liverpool.
But I just wondered if this was going in, Mark. You see, they don't deal with it very well. It's scrambled about, but then I'll give Michael a benefit. I think that's going wide. It could have been going in quite easily.
Barosh coming in behind Jeremy was Risa, but Jeremy kept his eye on the ball. If Middlesbrough are going to get a point, they're going to have to fight right to the very last whistle.
Well, both halves have been finished like this, with Liverpool really turning the screw first half and this one.
Didn't claim it. He feels he might have got a nudge, but the goalkeepers always feel that, and it is a corner taken quickly by Liverpool. It has to be quick now. Risa. Carragher. Now Riggett. We're dealing in seconds now at Anfield. Cooper there again. Cross by Juve. Jeremy to smack it away for Middlesbrough. Will come down for Herpia.
Well, it's got to go back in and one now, Martin, surely. A little long, a little long.
Owen and Schwarzer will resume rivalries, one assumes, on Wednesday at West Ham. England v Australia, of course, you can see that with us. What you've seen today is an away point for Middlesbrough for the first time since September. They led through a brilliant Jeremy free kick until Jon Arne Riise typically powered in an equaliser. But Liverpool's embarrassment goes into a 7th Premiership match at Anfield without a win, and that hasn't happened for 48 years. 1-1 at Anfield.
Well, he's unhappy about something, Phil Thompson. 1-1, as Martin said. Ian Rush, Gary Pallister will have words in a moment or so. But top of the Barclaycard Premiership is where the major changes will be. Middlesbrough up into 13th place with their point. And Liverpool, no change in 6th. But let's pause for a moment and check. 2 points adrift of Everton, who go to Charlton this afternoon. Then come Chelsea and Newcastle, who of course entertain the champions tomorrow. And Manchester United have got the derby game against City at midday tomorrow. So here's the opening goal, Jeremy's free kick. As good as, Gary, you'll see, I would have think this.
Yeah, you can't fit it any closer than that to the angle of the crossbar and post. He's done it at the Riverside earlier on in the season, a great free kick down there, but I think that one even beats that one. It's no chance for Dudek. It's a great, terrific strike. You
said at half-time, Ian, that Liverpool didn't want the break. They would be back out and chasing the equaliser hard. Well, they ultimately got it, but it wasn't vintage Liverpool, this, by any stretch of the imagination, was it?
I felt that they worked very hard, and the goal there comes from Michael Owen. You know, he never gave up, passed it, and Riise knocks it in there. But I felt they battled hard, and really it was only the two refereeing decisions that cost them the game.
I think Gary Pallister might have a view on a couple of refereeing decisions costing Middlesbrough the game.
Yeah, there was certainly the one on Ricketts, wasn't there, from the...
well, let's have a look at the one Ian's referring to first, because we are looking at this from the studio into this goal mouth, far end. So we've got the alternative view to this, and was that...
That was definitely on ball. I think no reaction, and the referees, okay, he might not have been in the right position, but the linesman definitely was. And you know, it's amazing the referee as well later on in the game managed to give handball for Didier Mann when he's in the same position.
He's got the best view in the ground there, really, hasn't he? The linesman. He's only 10 yards away from it.
Was that a
well? It was a penalty. I mean, he can't. There's no hiding away from the fact there. I mean, you can just see him just twitch his elbow up towards the ball just to take it away because it's going past him. And yeah, I've had no qualms about a penalty.
So Rush is feeling hard done by from that situation, but at the other end, Michael Ricketts was claiming a penalty, and this as good a chance as either team had to win it late on. There, in the middle.
Yeah, well, he's not playing the ball there, is he? He's more interested in playing the man. He still gets a great chance to score, Ricketts. But yeah, the letter of the law, he's grabbed hold of his shirt, he's pulling back, he's not at all trying to attack the ball, and for me that one's a penalty as well. So it's even.
I thought this was a good tackle.
OK, Colin Cooper, I think, is waiting to talk to... Not just yet, he's not. Colin Cooper isn't. What will be the reaction on Merseyside to this?
I think the supporters were, you expected to win the game at Middlesbrough, but the effort there was incredible, and they're just not having a look. You could say it against Crystal Palace as well, but they are playing well and they're working hard. You can't ask any more of the players because they work really hard. It's just getting that break, and you just got to keep battling away.
Colin Cooper is ready. Here he is with Claire Tomlinson.
Hanging on a little bit at the end there. What was it like when 4 minutes went up on the time board?
Siege, yes, 4 minutes, yes. We knew it was, we were just backs against the wall last 15-20 minutes, especially after Reece scored. But you're right, we dug in, and that's, it's a decent point for us. Gets us out of that rot of losing, you know what I mean? Get a point at Anfield, it's never a bad thing.
Your first start since September, did it help playing in a 3?
Yes, yes it did. I mean, to be fair, it's been a while, but injuries and a bit of bad luck, you never know it's around the corner, do you? I haven't played for a long time, but it was nice to get out and play at Anfield and get a point.
Was the away form starting to prey on your mind?
Well, it's got to. As much as you say it, it's got to. You win one and now draw 2. It's not good enough, really. But hopefully we can build from here and see what happens.
Well, you are the Buckhurst man of the match.
Very kind.
Well
Thank
done.
you very much. Thank you.
Cheers. Times when he was playing in a 10 towards the back end of that half, wasn't there? But what a wonderful day out for Colin Cooper.
Yeah, it's true, because he said he's not been in the team of late. He spent a lot of time on the bench or not even in the squad or whatever. So it was true. I thought usually it's maybe Gareth Southgate that leads by example in the borough back 4 or 5. Today it was Colin Cooper. I think everybody sort of tucked in around him and made it a little bit easy for him in that 5. But he was superb. He attacked the ball. He was throwing himself at balls, at shots, and terrific. I'm really pleased for him.
Bookies got it horribly wrong, didn't they? We did warn you that the one win in the last 10 was against Manchester United, so Middlesbrough can cope at this level, and that was an effective performance from them, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I felt they defended really well, and Cooper there, he just summed it up. Every time the ball was going out, he was diving in, and I think McLaren's actually got him well organised at the back, and I think it showed today, and he led by example today.
Too early to judge Liverpool yet, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think there's still a lot of games to go. I think, like every team, I think should be judged at the end of the season anyway. But they're still in cup competitions, and they're still aiming. The thing is to get in the Champions League, and if they keep playing like that, there's every chance they can, because they will get the breaks.
Thanks for joining us, Ian Rush and Gary Pallister. Appreciate it. Of course, all the reaction, more here, and everything during the course of the afternoon that there is to speak of. You'll pick up on Soccer Saturday. Goals, results, views from the boys. That's next on Sky Sports 1. Tonight at 6, the Cricket World Cup starts. We've got the opening ceremony followed at 9 o'clock by live championship boxing as Jamie McKeever takes on Tony Mulholland for the British featherweight title. Now on Sky Sports 2, there's live rugby union. It's Leicester against Bristol. Tonight from 8, live US Tour Golf, the third day of the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am. And over on Sky Sports Extra at 5:30, it's Nottingham Forest against Crystal Palace. That's a huge game in the First Division. And at 8:30 tonight on Extra, it's Real Madrid against Real Betis. All that sport and more to come on what's a big weekend in the Premiership. Remember, Manchester Derby tomorrow is a pay-per-view offering. We'll see you at St James's Park when Newcastle meet Arsenal. Honours here, even.